and gentlemen, I believe in investing in the future of America, and that is why I consider the Rural Electric Program one of our most effective national programs. It stands today as one of the great results of an era in American history. To appreciate it, I think you have to reflect just a moment on that era. It came into being because a great crisis seized our country. It came into existence because a great crisis knocked our government into a new concept of its responsibilities. We had a number of administrations that were called, by some people, businesslike. There was general acceptance of an old saying which Calvin Coolidge put into words: the business of the country is business. The marketplace had become a shrine. Whatever happened there was right. Whatever happened there was proper. Whatever happened there was good. Nothing else was supposed to happen. The United States government stood and watched in a kind of half-hearted way. The government was, in Franklin Roosevelt's words, frozen in the ice of its own indifference. Then the edifice of business came tumbling down. And out of the ruins, a new American spirit came, which welded a nation together, a new American spirit, which helped us to win the greatest war in history, a new American spirit, which helped us to emerge as the strongest economy on earth. This new spirit is something we should not forget, for it represented a great burning point or turning point in American history. We discovered this spirit when we stopped sitting around waiting for good things to happen and began instead to mobilize our people and develop our resources to make things happen. Until then, we were not supposed to think about such things. True, only one farm in 10 had electricity, and farmers lived a life not much different from that of their grandfathers. It would have cost them some $2,000 a mile to bring in electric power. It was a life of kerosene lamps. It was a life of horse-drawn plows. It was a life of manual labor. There was not much sanitation. There was not much education. There was not much recreation. But this was the way it was meant to be. I never quite understood who meant it to be that way, but it was meant to be. Then we suddenly found ourselves in such a crisis that even the captains of industry demanded that something be done, and in a very short period of time, the American people frightened into action and goaded by their fear, and the United States government onto an entirely different course. Of course, one way to rebuild the nation was to electrify all the farms and extend, for the first time, the full benefits of our great economy into rural areas. Naturally, a few called this socialism. But as any historian can tell you, the really striking thing about this era is that the American people did not turn to socialism as people did in some other nations. Instead, they chose something distinctly democratic and American. They created independent cooperatives with capital provided on a strict loan basis from the federal government. The program was in the finest tradition of a viable democracy, and the results were spectacular. Today, the greatest praise for the program comes from its bitterest enemies, the owners of the big private utilities, who announce proudly that 98% of the farms of America are now electrified. That is right, they are. The farms which American business leaders and the government once thought it was better to leave in peasant-like poverty than to lift a hand to help, because they said there was no profit in it. No profit in throwing a switch to send vital electric power into 5 million farms and homes. No profit in more than doubling the output of the American farmer. No profit in stimulating $4 worth of investment by customers for every $1 the government loaned. No profit in triggering $16 billion in consumer spending, a spending spree which continues at the rate of $1 billion a year. In my opinion, the electric program was one of the most profitable ventures ever undertaken by America, and I think that we should keep its example before us. Today, America is the leader in the free